Hi and welcome to txtnationTV. This week it's all about Google Drive, SkyDrives, Dropboxes, this drive, that drive,
your drive, her drive,
my drive,
drive and your drive.
Welcome to episode number 38, because this week it's going to be, like we said, there's so many drives out there.
Yeah.
Obviously the big news was Google Drive announced their, thing.
Google Drive, and it's not a useless thing that drives you to Taco Bell. As I thought when I first heard Google Drive.
Well,
I thought they gave it a name.
Right. Well, this time it's basically kind of an extension add-on feature to Google Docs, because we've all had Google Docs for so long. It's almost like having Open Office, online basically. The only thing is now that you can actually share them with other people and apparently the world.
Yeah.
And this is the big problem everybody's having with this thing. Dropbox is about to dabble into this.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, shout out to GeekBeat TV. I watched this today. They were talking about how Google Drive basically, because it's Google, they're going to have access to everything that you own. And
here we go again with the
conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. Yeah, here's the thing.
They already have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just accept it.
Yeah, just did you see the new terms of service when they bundled everything together? YouTube, Gmail, Google Reader, this, that, whatever, all that stuff. They pretty much bundled it all together.
This video now belongs to Google.
Exactly. So we're on Google TV. I'm just letting you know right now. No, but yeah, so Google Drive, just like all the others, 5 gigs free. And I can't say all the others, but most of the others.
Yeah.
There's a large, very long list of them. As you see scrolling by there, exactly. We're only going to go over our favorite 6. Google Drive being not the number one, but obviously the one of the week, because, they were the ones that,
were the most anticipated one.
Right. I mean, but the bad part about it was there really was no big announcement, because everybody knew. It was like, yeah, it's coming this Tuesday. It's a rumor, but it's coming. There's a couple different things. They have download to mobile. They have a file size limit of 10 gigs. They've got pretty much everything else that everybody's got. They've got an Android client, an OS X client, Windows. The only thing they don't have, which there was a story earlier this past week that said they weren't ready for, was the Apple iOS.
Yeah.
They don't have that client ready yet.
Also BlackBerry.
But well, who cares about BlackBerry? But anyway, so yeah, they've pretty much copied everybody else. You're able to share your stuff. The only difference is that yours is more public per se on Google versus everything else. So that was Google this week. What's one of your favorite ones that you like to use?
Well, someone that does care about BlackBerry, Dropbox.
Wow. They have a client, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's something Rusty and I have been using for a long time, actually, probably since Dropbox came out. Because we use it a lot to share images and music and movies. And
don't say music and movies. But we share a lot of files. We'll just
say
that.
Licensed materials.
Exactly.
Meaning music and movies.
Tell us a little bit about Dropbox, though. Tell us how it works. Kind of give us an idea in case that.
Well, they offer free storage too, but a little less than what Google offers you free, 2 gigs. Which, I mean, if it's just like grandparents and parents sharing their photos or vacation slides, something like that, you don't need all that. If you want to. I guess if we wanted to start putting our shows available on the cloud and whatever,
right,
we would step up to the subscription plan and get the 128 gigs, 256 gigs, whatever
right,
whatever's offered. You can. It's got a mobile client.
Yep. Which is great because you can actually view PDFs on. Well, you can pretty much view PDFs outside of the client, but that's one good thing is. You can view some of your PDFs, some of those files that you can't actually look. I think you can actually view PSDs as well, your Photoshop files. I think you can preview those.
But Dropbox doesn't have a leg in the iOS, Android, Windows race. They're available on all of those clients.
Yeah.
So that's something, if you want a versatile storage solution right now, Dropbox would be the way to go. Even if like I said, BlackBerry. Even if you have a BlackBerry, you can still get Dropbox.
And the great thing about it, just like what Google Drive, and I didn't mention this for Google Drive, but it's hitting me now because we're talking about Dropbox. They both have a computer client that allows for, if I put something into that shared folder, and let's say you and I share this folder, if I put something into the folder, you're going to see it the next time you turn your computer on, do whatever, so that if I update a file, you get the automatic update, so whatever it is.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great. Dropbox does it. Google Drive does it. Most all these services will do it. So anything else about Dropbox?
No, you already mentioned it.
Yeah.
That I have it already on my system. Even if you're on your phone and you take a photo and you want to send it to, you want me to have that photo instead of going through email, you can just go through your Dropbox app, drop it in that shared folder, and even on my Mac, they give you a little, you can't see that, they got a little icon in the top there, and all of a sudden like a notification will pop up, hey, you've been sent a new pic. So I like that, being able to, no matter what device I'm on, if I need that file, if I need that photo or whatever it is, I can get it right from Dropbox.
I'll say this, there's really no more need for having the My Documents folder on a PC or having whatever it is on the Mac, because you should put it in this Drive file and everything's synced across the board.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Also, it's file encrypted, so those people who worried about that.
The only thing Dropbox, what I kind of mentioned earlier, Dropbox is about to hit this thing, and I read this a little bit earlier about how Mega Upload got in trouble because people were sharing things openly for anybody. Well, Dropbox is about to do this, or has just implemented this. They that share link, and that allows for you to share it to everybody and anybody in the world. So, could they get in trouble because I upload a movie, let's say a 700 megabyte XVID copy of a movie, even though it's standard definition, it's not high def, people still complain.
If somebody wants to blame, if somebody's looking for somebody to blame, and you can't put the world behind bars, you got to go after whoever's offering that service.
Though Hollywood's going after, 2,500 of them right now for Hurt Locker, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
The breakout of that one. So
ridiculous.
Yeah, so anyway, moving on to the next one. This one actually is one of my favorites, and has been one of my favorites almost just as long as Dropbox has been around. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe longer, because it's Microsoft. SkyDrive. If you don't know anything about this one, look it up. I think it's skydrive.office.microsoft.com, something like that. Just look it up. This one's really cool because for those of you with Windows phones, Jihave, and myself now, I actually have the new Nokia Lumia 900, which when you take photos, there's an option that you can set up before taking all your photos, that if I take a photo, it saves to my local phone and goes automatically to the SkyDrive. So that it's in two places automatically. I love that. That is great. And that's actually also what Google Drive does as well for those of you with Android. Once you take a photo, if you can set it up properly, I believe, if you have Google Plus on your Android, even your iOS devices do this as well. When you take a photo, when you have Google Plus set up, it'll automatically go to your Google Drive. Same thing with SkyDrive if you have a Windows phone. Click that picture, it goes up, and you're saved everywhere. So never really lose that fun photo for the weekend or whatever again. Or if you have to erase your phone or you lose it, there's copies of it already online. Yeah. So that's great. That's what I love about it. The only thing that sucks, though, is if you signed up for SkyDrive way back in the day, 25 gigabytes for free. Yeah. That was awesome. I did. When they redid SkyDrive, dropped it down to 7 gigs. You suck.
Yeah, but if you're working on a Windows platform, then that's one of the highest ones you can get for free now, 7 gigs, which is still a lot if you're just transporting little things. Yeah. So SkyDrive, if you're an older user, from one of the chat rooms I was in today watching Geek Beat, my understanding is if you still have that old account and you can, basically they know that you've been there for a long time, you're still going to get your 25 gigs. So you're basically grandfathered in, which is great. So I think that's going to be awesome. The 7 gigs is only for new users. So it's just like whenever Verizon did their unlimited iPhone. If you buy it in the first 3 months, we'll keep you unlimited. But, one thing I do want to mention, though, is just because SkyDrive is 7 doesn't mean that these other devices can't go up. Remember, there are paid options for every one of these. Yes. So make sure you check out the options, as well as
I wanted to mention this during the Dropbox thing, but you can actually share your Dropbox link, basically become an affiliate of Dropbox and say, hey, try out Dropbox. And for every person you get, I think you get like another 500 megabytes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually upped mine to like 4.5 gigs. I love it. So just pay attention. Every one of them's got different options. There's going to be things that we missed. If we don't mention it, apologize. Leave comments below. Let us know. So we've covered Google Drive.
Mm-hmm.
We've covered SkyDrive and Dropbox. So what's one of your other favorite ones?
Well, since we covered Windows, Android,
right?
Gotta go iOS, iCloud.
Right. Yep.
Which the iCloud is, you're basically stuck on Apple. You're not going anywhere else. But if that's all you use is Apple products,
This guy.
then I have no problem with iCloud. One problem though is free storage.
5 gigs, same thing.
Yeah.
But for a person who has all of these devices, iPad, iPhone, iPod, this, that free 5 gigs goes away quick because one, you're backing up because your phones, your devices, they have it set to where they want to back up. And my iPhone right now is telling me, hey, you haven't backed up in like 30 days. I'm like, because there's no need. I keep all my other stuff elsewhere. So, that's good. But tell us a little bit more about iCloud.
Well, if all you use is Apple products, and iCloud is pretty much all you need. I mean, as soon as you buy a song from iTunes, it's going to go up to the cloud. We've all seen the animation. It goes up to the cloud. It'll go to your MacBook Air. It'll go to your touchscreen iPod. Pretty much whatever else is set up in the cloud, it will accept it. So if all you use is Apple products, the cloud is the way to go. Music, pictures.
Which is also great. They added on last year, in the beginning early of this year, they added on the iTunes Match, which is kind of a partner side-by-side iCloud, which allows you to purchase, a iTunes subscription and allowing you to match the ones that you already have so that you can keep them in the cloud and stream them, as it were, to your devices. So, yeah, if I wanted to buy a music, song right now on my iPad, it would automatically be on my iPhone and, have access to it everywhere. My Apple TV, if this had wireless, have it on my watch,
Pretty much, yeah. So if all you're using is Apple products and iCloud is the way to go just because you don't have to set up anything new. It'll already be mostly in your settings. Like the new devices, you go to settings, iCloud, and right there you can mail, pictures, music. You're good to go.
Yeah, pretty much covers everything. Is that it about SkyDrive? Is that's all we want to cover?
SkyDrive?
Not SkyDrive, I'm sorry. Anyway, so moving on to one of my favorites, because this one isn't technically in the cloud. This one, well, it is, but it isn't. This one actually, we'll call it, I don't know, hybrid, because it allows for, and we use this one as well. They have an app. Pogoplug is the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
They allow you to make your own drive. You get 5 gigs free when you sign up for the account. And just like everybody else, you can share all that, links, Facebook it, Twitter it, share pictures, whatever. Specify certain folders for only certain email addresses or whatever. Give people access to it. But what's great is if you buy the hardware device starting at $49 on up to, I think it's $100 for the bigger one, you can actually up to 4 USB devices plug into the hardware device and make your own cloud. Now, it's not in the cloud on the internet, it's in the cloud at home, and you have access to it anywhere you go.
That's cool. It's something physical to touch.
Right.
A lot of people are scared of the cloud because it's up there somewhere and they think their stuff is gone. So this you got it right there. You can grab it. If you know where loses a picture, you can yell at it.
You know where it's sitting, exactly. And like I said, because it's USB based, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on the details, but I'm almost sure you can probably daisy chain probably get like a USB hub and add more than 4 drives to it. But there's a whole community of Pogoplug users that use it for web servers. They use it for home security servers. There's all sorts of apps and things that you can do with Pogoplug. Pogo Lamp, I think, is one of them. The Linux, blah, 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 something or other is one of the software for running a web server. There's all sorts of stuff for the Pogoplug. If you've never checked it out, go to look up the Pogoplug forums. There's a lot of different, homebrew type stuff that you can do with it that you can't really do as well with, SkyDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox. Except Dropbox, though, has a really large community that does the same.
Yeah.
They have some browser-based plugins and things that you can do to up the ante on what Dropbox can do, and some hacks and things like that. So,
but Pogoplug really allows you just to get in there with your hands and,
do what you can. One of the last ones that we want to cover, I think we've got Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, SkyDrive, and Pogoplug. But one we did not mention, there's a whole list of them, but this is the last one we're going to cover. Box.net. They've been around for a while just as well. Mm-hmm. They're on your Android, iOS. They're pretty much across the board, except for Windows. They're not on the Windows side of things just yet. But I'm sure that's on the forefront of all of these cloud devices because, if SkyDrive's the only thing you get on the Windows phone, they need some competition.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Box.net, basically same thing there. 5 gigs for free. They have paid subscription. You can actually upload up to one single 25 megabyte file. So it's kind of small based upon the fact that Google Drive does 10 gigs and another company that we're not going to talk about, but Wahula, I guess, does 100 gigs and SkyDrive does 2 gigs. So, I mean, there's some limitations there. Each one of these have their options. I'm going to tell you, go to this story right here. It's on Verge. You can see it here. Kind of look at all of them. There's a whole list of them here. You've got InSync, which why that's the name of a SkyCloud service, I have no idea. There's SugarSync, LogMeIn, which is a great cloud device, or not a cloud device, but a great remote desktop app. They've got LogMeIn Cubby, of course, Apple iCloud, as you see there, that we talked about, SkyDrive that we talked about as well. Then there's Mosey Stash, which I've never used, but looks like it's Dropbox-like, and for the Mac. And there's Spider Oak, which I have never heard of. They've same thing, but all your features there at the bottom. You can see AVG. Apparently, the antivirus company has something. LiveKive. There's Wahula, like I was telling you, by LaCie, because LaCie makes great hard drives. Actually, I have 2 terabyte external drive. And there's Box, Syncplicity. I sort of say Simplicity, but Syncplicity. And you can just look at this webpage here, and it's a really great source to kind of get all your details, all of that together to see what all of this stuff does. So check it out on theverge.com. That's pretty much where we got all of our information from, and from us using it all over the years. So,
and you're not limited pretty much to any of these. If you got the money, you can buy the storage.
Right.
I think Google Drive, you can go up to terabytes if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So if you really need the storage and you got money, any of these companies will take care of you.
Pretty much. So there's no reason, like I said, to have that My Documents folder anymore. It's not really a place to have it because you don't want to keep it just on that one hard drive. So, but that's pretty much all that we had this week. Make sure you follow us online. We've got 4, 5, 6 different places to go now. We'll start out with the main one, which I'm gonna say, but don't go to it because it's still not fixed.
It's under construction. Put some cones on it, like back in GeoCities days.
But yeah, txtnationTV.
YouTube.com/txnationTV.
You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/txnationTV.
Add us at Facebook.com/txnationTV.
Then my favorite that I like to control, gplus.to/txnationTV for our Google Plus page. Add us into your circles.
And for your pinners out there, pinterest.com/txnationTV.
And pin us up there. He's doing a really good job with that. He's keeping that up to date, kind of keeping us together on stuff that we like, things that we talk about in the show.
We've got a lot of followers.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, please comment below. Say, hey, I saw you. I saw you on Pinterest and thought I'd check you out. You suck. That's fine. Let us know. We get in arguments with everybody on the web.
Exactly.
Come back and let us know what you want us to do, how you think we can do better, or maybe we can do something worse.
We do have interviews lined up. They are in the workings of being put together. We're hoping, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Jeff Smith, we're trying to work that out to get that taken care of. I actually have the software that I'm going to record that interview with now for Skype. So hopefully we can sit and talk to Jeff Smith of iPhone. Well, it's now ringtonefeeder.com. It used to be iPhone ringtones, but I think he's kind of branched out to cover everybody.
Yeah.
We've got the guy who does the slingshot, which I just got an email about that. And we're actually going to be on another show, I think. Is that right?
Yes, the BIB podcast out of Knoxville, Tennessee. So be sure to check them out. We'll throw up a link down there for them. So hopefully we'll get that taken care of where we can get a copy of that recording as well and let you guys see it. Also, hopefully to get the iCache people, talking to them as well about the geode.
Yeah.
They were in Cupertino last weekend, trying to get it inside the Apple wall.
We'll actually have one on set because I bought my mother one for Mother's Day, and before I give it to her, we'll probably play with it and mess with it just to see.
Yeah, Mother's Day's coming up. Don't give no crappy cheap gifts. Go to Kickstarter. Get something worthwhile.
We'll see you again for Text Nation episode number 39.